In 2001, Eugenia Jennings was sentenced to almost 22 years in prison for selling a small amount of crack cocaine. Her brother, Cedric Parker, testified at a 2009 hearing on the sentencing disparity between crack and powder cocaine.
Of course, you know my name's Cedric Parker. I'm from Alton, Illinois, and I'm here to tell you the things my sister Eugenia would say if she was here today. The severity of the mandatory minimums, and especially the sharp disparity between those for crack and powder cocaine, have touched my family directly. Eugenia cannot be here because she is in federal prison for selling crack cocaine.
In 2010, after 18 years in prison, including 16 years in solitary confinement, Anthony Graves became the 12th death row inmate to be exonerated in Texas. In 2012, he testified before this subcommittee at the first ever congressional hearing on solitary confinement.
I have been free for almost 2 years, and I still cry at night because no one out here can relate to what I've gone through. I battle with these feelings of loneliness. I've tried therapy, but it didn't work.
In August 2012, a gunman killed 6 people at a Sikh temple in Oak Creek, including Harpreet Singh Saini's mother. 1 month after his mother died, Harpreet became the first Sikh ever to testify in Congress when he appeared at a subcommittee hearing on hate crime.
Senators, I came here today to ask the government to give my mother the dignity of being a statistic. The FBI does not track hate crimes against Sikhs. My mother and those shot that day will not even count on a federal form. We cannot solve a problem we refuse to recognize.
In 2013, Sabrina Fulton testified at a subcommittee hearing on the impact of so-called stand your ground laws. Her 17-year-old son, Trayvon, was shot and killed while walking through a residential neighborhood in Sanford, Florida.
It's unfortunate what has happened with Trayvon, and that's why I feel like it's so important for me to be here so that you all can at least put a face with what has happened with this tragedy.
Lucy McBath also testified at the subcommittee's hearing on stand your ground laws. Her 17-year-old son, Jordan Davis, was shot and killed while listening to music with his friends in a car outside a convenience store in Jacksonville, Florida.
But you can never really know my boy, because an angry man who owned a gun kept it close at hand and chose to demonstrate unbridled hatred one balmy evening for reasons I will never understand.
Damon Thibodeau spent 15 years in solitary confinement at Louisiana State Penitentiary before he was exonerated in 2012. In 2013, Damon testified about his experience at the subcommittee's second hearing on solitary confinement.
I do not condone what those who have killed and committed other serious offenses have done, but I also don't condone what we do to them when we put them in solitary for years on end and treat them as subhuman. We are better than that. As a civilized society, we should be better than that.
Patty Saylor's son, Ethan, who had Down syndrome, was killed when he was forcibly removed from a movie theater in Frederick, Maryland by 3 off-duty sheriff's deputies. Patty told Ethan's story at the subcommittee's 2014 hearing on law enforcement responses to disabled Americans.
They placed him on the ground, prone restraint, put handcuffs on, and my son died of asphyxiation on that floor of that movie theater for that $10 movie ticket. Ethan was not escalated. He was not threatening. He was not in crisis.